Hi,
Hi.
can we use your name or do you want to hide your identity?
No, you can use my name.
What's your name?
My name is Timothy.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
Where are you from?
I'm from Nigeria.
Can you talk about your family?
My
Family.
my family. Yeah, I come from, I won't say poor family, but average family, whereby like we try to survive, to live for, and like feeding and all that. I have three brothers and one younger sister. And okay,
How long have you been in your city?
which city?
Yeah, city where are you from?
Lagos. Yeah, I've been in Lagos for as long as I've been living. But I left Nigeria last year. Yeah, exactly when I was 16 years. I left Nigeria. But my family based in Lagos.
Okay. Can you tell us about your journey from Nigeria to Louisiana?
Well, it's a very long journey, but I will just cut the story short. And when my agent brought me, I didn't come to Italy first. I came to Hungary and I stayed like 2 months there before moving to Italy. And I came to Italy January, but precisely I can't recall the date that I came to Italy, but January. And I came from Milano Airport. I went straight to Vado Liguria. That was my first team in Italy. And yeah, so and coming to Italy was kind of very strange because the language, communications, and all that. Like example in court, school, when teacher is teaching, I don't understand what they're saying. I just look like a dummy. And in training, when coach is trying to explain some schemes and workouts, I just look because I don't understand anything. So they have to find someone that will help me translating the Italian language. And from there, they brought a tutor that will guide me through in Italian language. And I had private lessons with her. And her name is Morena. So I do call her my maestra because like she's like a teacher to me. So I do have private lessons with her. From there, I began to pick up. She gave me assignments to do, and I from there I started studying the Italian language like almost every day. So I began to pick up, but it was still very difficult because the words were kind of like confusing for me, and I was like, sometimes I feel so bad because coach sometimes insults me in Italian, but I don't understand because he said, "How can I not understand what he's like explaining to me that I have to pick up this language and all that?" He was so mad at me even in school. Like my chemistry teacher at that time, like she always said that I should just when I have free time, I should try and check out some new words in Italy. I should get there and with my English teacher too. So from there, I began to pick up and getting used to the language little by little. And so during the end of the season, I went to Rapallo with my agent and I did some personal workout there. And so I had to change team. My agent changed team for me. So I didn't stay summer in Italy. I went to Serbia for some workout, but unfortunately I couldn't because I broke my ankle at then. So for the rest of the whole summer, I couldn't work out or train. So it was a very bad experience for me. And so after the summer, I came back to Rapallo and trying to get a new team for me. I was still in bad mood situation because of my ankle. I couldn't still train. So, but I saw some doctors, some professional doctors in Serbia, where they tried to do some kind of checking my leg to see. So so when I came to Rapallo after the summer, after some weeks, my agent told me that I'm coming to Senia, new city. So I was like, okay, new environment. I know it's gonna be a little challenging for me, but I have previously had some experience with Italian guys, so I think it's kind of easy for me. So I said okay, and I took my baggage and all that, and I went to Roma. From Roma, I came to Serena to train. So when I came to Serena, my president and my coach, they came to pick me up, and from there we introduced ourselves in Italia. Like I was happy seeing them, but then I was so tired, and they dropped me by to have some lunch. So I came to my home, like my new team in China, and I met some new guys. I was like seeing some crazy guys. I'm like, yeah, oh, what? Oh, this guy is so tall and all that. I was so excited, like meeting my new teammates, new environments, new place. Though as like
Your best
I
friend.
was, yeah, my best friend. Yeah, sometimes so crazy. So I met new guys, but like my president was telling me I shouldn't worry because I was saying there's no sea around here, no beach because we're used to the sea beach in we're in Rapallo and the other team. So she said no, only mountains. I will see mountains. Like she took me a joke, but so I said okay. So as days goes by, they arranged to see the doctor, and so before then I was like communicating with my teammate. They were telling me, "Oh, where did I come from?" Which they just keep asking me lots of questions. A night came, they wanted me to go out to see their new friends, and they were like so excited seeing this tall guy. So the process started, and we went to see some doctors, but it took some while. So after seeing the doctor, they I don't know what they spoke with my president, but it gradually went by. So they brought a professional doctor to come check my leg, and he kind of rearranged some stuff that were like cracking in my legs, and I felt a little better. And from there, my leg was getting back in shape. So we went to see some doctors in another city. They did some tests, they ran some tests on me, and did some scanning with some machines, some mighty machines like that. So everything went fine, and after some time, I was back to my feet, but I didn't start training immediately, just warming up with them. So they got some stuffs that I'll put on my leg to support my leg in training. So from there, I started training. I saw Senia like kind of a different city, but what amazed me most in Senia is that they're very friendly. They want to know you. They want to get to know you. They like very friendly people. Though it's a small city, but I still love the city. So yeah, so from there I started training, and the first day I trained was the happiest day of my life. I would say that because I've been waiting for so long to start training back with my teammates, but every time I'm so sad seeing them train, and but they keep cheering me up and encouraging me. So, but the first day I trained, I was so happy and excited, and that was how it all started till now. And I've started playing games with them, so I'm really excited to be in academy here.
Okay. And how is your life in Isernia?
My life in Serbia, oh my god. Well, my life in Serbia kind of, I won't say it's difficult, but it's kind of amazing because I have some guys here, like I have Bira, who is when I have some kind of things that difficult for me, I like speak to him, or I have some other of my teammate that when I have some kind of problems, I speak to them or my president. In school, when the first day I came to school, like oh my god, everybody was like terrifying. Who is this giant that came to our school? And they don't just stop; they just keep looking at me, talking to themselves like, "Who is this tall guy?" So, uh, and my experience in Senior, well, I haven't stayed long. Like I have stayed like for some few months now, but with the months I've stayed in Senior, it's very interesting because they're lovely people here, nice people. They treat you like a family, and well, I'm so impressed.
Can you tell us a traditional story from your land?
Okay, there is an ancient story that our forefathers do tell us about, and well, it's between the land of the spirits and the land of the humans, whereby there's some kind of conflicts. Sometimes the humans are scared to go where the lines are divided between the land of the spirits and the land of the human because whoever crosses the line is gonna die. And so the humans have been so worried and like everyone is so terrified. Sometimes people are scared to go to the farm to cultivate their crops, like early in the season and all that. So a family who don't have a child for so long, like let me say 20 years of barrenness, the couples don't give birth to a child, but at a certain point they gave birth to twins. So the son was the chosen one who is going to save these people from the spirits. So he began to grow up in the wisdom and knowledge of his father, guiding him through. And so he got to a point whereby his mother, he loved his mother so much. They call him the warrior because when he was growing, like he did extraordinary things that nobody, like at the age of 5, he was speaking with people who were like bigger than him, and like, the father was so surprised, but the father didn't know that he was the chosen one because he was sent by the gods, like to save his people from the torment of the spirits, and so he, the warrior, as they call him, when he was growing up, at some certain age, when he was like a big man, so his mother, his mother one day went to the farm with the sister, but and so it was getting to the evening, and the mother sent the sister to get some baskets that she left at home so that they could cultivate some crops. So the mother had some beautiful songs that was singing, and she was so marvelous with the song, and she decided to know what was this beautiful voice that was singing this song. So she was attracted to the voice, and so she decided to go, not even remembering the line that divides the spirits from the humans, and she entered into the deep forest. And that in our land is called an evil forest because whereby some kind of bad things. In my culture, there's kind of place they call an evil forest where someone is banned to enter. Like, but it happened those days, like in the Igbo culture. So she entered into the Igbo forest and she began to follow the sound of the voice, not knowing that it was the spirits that were singing. So she followed the sound of the song that was singing, and at a point the music stopped, and she has already gone deep into the forest. So she was lost, and before she knew what was happening, like some wild wind just took her away. The spirits took her away. So the sister returned. The sister of warrior returned, and she couldn't find the mom again, and she was alarmed and calling other neighbors and other villagers. Come, please, my mom. Like she was saying it in the language, but I'm trying to translate it to you for in English to understand. So
Yeah.
she was like, "My mom is missing. My mom is missing." They searched the whole village for like some days, and they couldn't find the mom. So they had to consult the gods, as they call them. So the gods explained that the spirits have taken the mom, and in 7 days they are going to use her for sacrifice. So warrior was so battled, and the gods said that the man representing the gods said that nobody that enters the land of the spirits comes back alive. So they called for volunteers to go rescue the mom, but everyone was scared because nobody wanted to die. So he decided to volunteer to go rescue his mom. And the whole villagers were saying, no, 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 that you are the only son of your father. That what if your father gets heartbreak and dies, who's gonna take over the family and all that. And he said that no, that you shouldn't worry, that the gods are with him and that he's going to go rescue his mom. So the gods did some this what they call incantations and to protect him from evil spirits and all that, like some supernatural powers, but all that is kind of useless to warrior. So there's what they call ebubedike, like in our culture, is someone who has a brave heart of a lion.
Yeah.
So calling ebubedike, and so he decided to go embark on the journey to go and rescue his mom. So the third day, I told you before that the spirits like 7 days to sacrifice the mom.
Mhm.
And so the warrior decided to embark on the journey, and embarking on a journey he started in the night, which was more dangerous and deadly. Spirits are very scary and kind of have some scary faces, like monsters and ghosts and all that. So warrior decided to embark on journey in the night, and when he immediately he crossed the white line, the forest shook, which means that someone has crossed past the line of the spirits and the humans. And he was a little frightened, but he still summoned courage because the way the team shook, like something is happening. So he entered, was going in the night, and he started hearing some beautiful voices and songs. He wanted to follow the boys again, but he remembered that his sister told him before that how the mom just disappeared like that. So something was telling his mind that don't follow that voice. Do not follow that voice. So he decided not to follow the voice and took another path and was going. He didn't even know where he was going, because how do you want to look for your mom when you don't even know the particular place that the spirits are even dwelling in the forest? But he just had that kind of mindset that people say that someone who is courageous, like fearless of no human or spirit. So he was going, and on reaching to a certain point, he saw what his eyes could not see. He saw like three heads of humans and seven hands. They were like so many wide eyes. You were like, what are you doing here? They were speaking it in some foolish words that you can't even understand what they're saying. So he said that I am human, coming from the land of the human beings, and I've come here to rescue my mom. Where is my mom? And they were like, where? You will go back or you will die. They were speaking it in some kind of word. So he brought out his word, and he said, go back, you all spirits, evil spirit, or I slay you all dead. So the spirits, they were in another shape or form, like monsters, and with scary hands and scary eyes. So he fought the spirits and cut off their heads, cut off the three heads, and said to himself that if he could fight this spirit, that no other spirit can stop him from rescuing his mom.
Yeah.
So he went on, and as he was going again, he saw a kind of strange stream, and he was so thirsty because it was kind of a little long journey for him and still like midnight. So he wanted to drink the water, and a voice told him not to drink the water, that the water will make him fall asleep, which will make him be captured by the spirit. So he summoned a little courage again and decided to pass the water, and like the stream was flowing. So he continued going, and at a point he heard drums. He heard drums that were beating alone. So when he approached the drums, nobody was playing the drums, like three drums together in one place. But I was like, this is so strange. So a voice told him to pick up the drum and he stopped. So he picked up the drum and the drum stopped. So I think the voice that was telling him was like the direction of the gods from him, because so he picked up the drum and there was a palm tree a little distance from him. The voice that was speaking to him told him to climb up the palm tree and beat the drums, and he will know the directions of where his mom is being captured. So he went to the palm tree and it's very high. So he climbed and climbed and climbed and climbed and climbed and climbed. It's like an iroko tree, so but it's a palm tree, long ancient palm tree. So he climbed and climbed and he got to a certain point. He was able to see the view and he beat the drum and beat the drum and beat the drum, and he just saw a path road that leads, like a path road that leads to where his mom is being captured. So he got down. The voice told him again to take the drum, that when he sees something strange, he should beat the drum and it will just disappear. So he took the drum and was going. And this time around, he saw like another scary stuff, very, very scary, like half human, half animal. Like, like you see, like half baby horse, half baby head, all those scary stuff. And he was like, he beat the drum and those things disappeared. And so he continued the journey. And at a point, some spirits in kind of shapeless forms come again. And this time around, he didn't use his sword. He used his hand to fight the spirits and challenge them. So, and once their back touches the ground, then he becomes the winner and they disappear. So he keep on doing that. Then his journey continues. In the morning, he keep on following the streets and the roads, and that was the fourth day. So he was getting close to the place where his mom was being captured, and so he saw something very strange and enormous, some kind of beings from, I don't know where it come from, appeared like giants and monsters with shapeless body, and they told him, "Who are you, human?" And he said that his name is Warrior. He spoke it in a courageous voice, like that he's warrior and is afraid of no being, and that he has come here to challenge all the spirits and he's going to fight them till the last of his blood drops, till he saves his mom. And they all laughed. The spirits were laughing and said that no human flesh, no human born of a woman has ever stepped into the land of the spirit and gone back alive. And so they said, the spirit said, "Who are you, human, that have so much courage to come to this extent of this journey, and yet you still want to cross past this road to save your mom?" And they all laughed and said, "You are a weakling. We are spirits. We are immortal. We cannot die," and all that stuff. So Warrior told him that he knows he is born of the humans, but he is blessed and favored by the gods. And by the name of the gods, he's gonna cut off their heads. And so he dropped the drum and pulled out his sword, and the monsters came to fight him, and he fought them bravely and killed all of them and cut off all their heads, and took one head up and said that if he could cut the head of this spirit, that no spirit can stop him. So but the head was strangely like speaking and saying that you have to go back, that your mom life is in danger, and that the king of the spirits, who has seven heads, he told you that the king of the spirits have seven heads and so many numerous eyes, and that no one has ever defeated the king of the spirits, even the spirits, some bad spirits who tried to challenge him in fights, that nobody has ever defeated him. So that he has to go back to after the head that he was within hand, like spoke some words, he just dropped down. And so Warrior continued his journey. with the drum. So in the night, which in the evening, the warrior saw his mom hang in between three trees, but the mom was in the center of the tree. So he wanted to go forward. Then some kind of bridges just grew up and he couldn't pass through. He beat the drum and beat the drum, but it was not working for the bridges to come down. And he passed through another side and the bridges grew up again. So he decided to punch and punch and punch and nothing happened. And he cried out with the loud of his voice and said, Gods of our fathers, if you have brought me far so to this journey of reaching to rescue my mom, why will these bridges stop me from saving my mom, my pride, my joy? And one tear of his drop, like tear of the drop, touched the magical drums he was with, and the bridge dropped down. So on getting to there, like so many spirits appeared, and the king of the spirits, boom, boom, like marching and saying, "Who are you, flesh and blood of human? You have the brave heart of," like he called the name Ikenga. He had brave heart of like Ikenga, and so you came here to save your mom. And the king of the spirits said that he wants to use the mom's blood for sacrifice to their gods, and that they want to declare war against the spirits and the humans. And so Ikenga said that he is the chosen one from the gods. So he he went forward and like, okay, fighting some spirits, and at the point the magical drum in his hand was being taken away by the some unknown spirit, and so he was helpless. His sword fell off and was swallowed by the earth. It was covered, so he was left with only his hands to fight the king of the spirits, who had like 7 hands and 7 heads. So how is it possible to fight such spirit? So the king, warrior, cried out to the gods again and said, like, gods of our forefathers, you have brought me so far to this journey. If it is the will for you, for me to save my mom, give me strength to conquer this spirit. And so he began fighting the spirit, fighting, and the spirit will throw him down, he'll come back again, and he will like keep on fighting. And so he fought and fought and fought and fought, but it wasn't working. So at the point, a warrior was captured because he couldn't defeat the spirit. So he was being defeated, and so he was tied upside down close to his mom and was going to be buried alive. So when he was tied upside down, there's like an old witch that was abandoned by the village of warrior because she was said to be cursed because she when her in-law gave birth to twins. Story was said that she killed the twins and she buried the twins alive because in the olden days in my father's land, it is forbidden for a woman to give birth to twins. They will call it that this woman is cursed. So, and anyone who gives birth to twins, like in the olden days, it was said that the children are cursed, and so they have to be either thrown to the evil forest or they buried alive. So the woman who was said to have buried the children alive, like, was thrown, like she was the mother of the children, was thrown to the evil forest because they called her a witch and said that how can you give birth to twins? You know, their mentality those days were like, these two children immediately, how is it possible for you to give birth? So these children are caused, and so the mother was thrown to the evil forest. So the lady who had stayed all her life in the evil forest, surviving, was said to have come to rescue Kinga and the family. So she, by then, the king of the spirit ordered the spirits to go get some kind of stuff that they are going to use to do the sacrifice for the mother of the warrior. So I need to kind of like listen to this. So she kind of like came. She by then she was looking so old and had some weary hair, some torn up clothes, and with some big lobstick, which she used to walk because she couldn't support herself because she was old. And so she prepared some stuff, and Ikenga was free. He was loosed, and she blew like a powder to him, and he just fell down. And when he came up, like extraordinary strength came back to him, and the lady disappeared. So when the spirits came back, they were like surprised. How did he escape from the trap of the king of the spirits? And so he fought all the spirits and shouted 7 times, challenging the king of the spirit that where is he? He should show his face. He wants to fight him back. So like the king of the spirits appeared again, and this time around he told him that he's going to cut off his head and feed it to the dogs and to crown his victory. So he fought with the king of the spirits. It was a long battle going through the night, and so he didn't defeat the king of the spirit, but like the king of the spirits, he cut off like 4 heads, remaining 3 heads of the spirit because with the hands again and all that stuff. I'm still imagining how he did that up to today, or story told by our forefathers. And so he rescued his mom, and they started running back to the land of the humans. But this time it wasn't easy because the king of the spirits were chasing them and all that. And so cross-passing the line of the spirits, the spirit, like I told you before, cross-passed some kind of line, like stretched the hands and cross-passed the line, and he felt the pain, and he dropped down. But at that moment it was day bright, and so the spirits couldn't trespass through the land of the human because they will be dropped down dead by the sunlight, the rays of the sunlight, because like our tradition, their tradition those days, like that time the spirits couldn't enter into the land of the humans during daylight. So that was how he came and Warrior saved. But Warrior was unconscious at that moment because the thing hit him and he dropped down, so he couldn't gain himself, and the mom thought he was dead and she was crying. And when she screamed, the whole villagers were like, oh, someone is like shouting, and so it got the attention of the whole village, the king. So everybody came and gathered to their found place where the mom was, and so the gods made some incantation, and the king and warrior retained himself back, and that was how he saved his mom. That's the end of the story, and thanks for coming by to like. This is a kind of like experience of a lifetime, and I was so impressed by the people who came around to give me some interrogations. And nice meeting you all. Thanks. Bye.
Okay.